Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Thursday call. Welcome to our lesson today. How's everybody doing? As you guys are hopping on here, let me know how your week's been going so far. We have a really valuable lesson that I'm bringing to you today. Last week we did an interview. This week I'm bringing you a lesson. So I hope you have a notebook with you. Something to take some, or just a tab open, a Word doc open on your computer so you can take notes as we're going through. This lesson is going to be about how to pick a niche, how to evaluate your niche to see if you have picked it correctly, and how to capture their attention online through your niche. So let me know if this is something that you guys need. Let me know if this is something that you have already spent some time working on. This is one of the biggest questions that I hear from coaches in the beginning. And so that's why I'm talking about it with you guys. Not being sure they know how to explain what they do, right? And so I want you to think about that. If you're not totally clear on, telling people what you do, if you don't know how to explain what you do to people easily, it's kind of hard for people to pay you for what you do. So if you think about why a niche is so important, it's how you explain to people what you do and who that person is that you're even trying to speak to and explain it to in the first place. If you're not clear on that, you have a really hard time dialing it in your own mind. It's going to be really hard for someone to pay you. So leave a comment below if you already have a niche or if you are still working on your niche, or if you think you have a niche but you need some more clarification, you're working on dialing it in, or you think it's too broad. This is a big topic. And by the way, if this is something that you really struggle with, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to talk to someone from our team about if OCI is a right fit for you, and see if that's something that you can apply for, because this is one of the big topics. We talk about this a lot in the beginning of OCI because it is literally the foundation, the make or break. I don't want to put pressure on you, but it's the make or break whether people find you or not. And if you're able to find clients, or your clients are able to find you. So if this is something that you really feel like you need help with, and you want to hear more about OCI, and if you're a good fit for it, you just want to get information about it to see if it is for you, then just leave niche in the comments so that we can find you easily and get you some information. So just leave niche in the comments, whether you're watching the replay or you're, on live. All right. So let's dive into it. Let's get straight into the value, you guys, because like I said, if you don't have a niche, hold on, let me decline this person. All right. If you don't have a niche, right, you are going to constantly be struggling trying to figure out how to describe what you do, right? And it's going to get really hard for someone to pay you and give you their credit card with confidence. And it's going to make your life a lot easier in the online world, having a niche, right? Because you only have one person to talk to, and there's probably 3 to 5 main things that person really struggles with and really needs to know about. Or maybe they have it confused in their head about 3 to 5 things, and those are the things that you really need to talk about. It makes it so much easier for you to not have to talk about 20 to 50 different things or constantly rack your mind about what you should be saying and what you should be putting out there. And it makes it really easy to automate your message when you have one message and it goes to the same person, right? You can't have a funnel that goes to 50 different people. You would need 50 different funnels. The other amazingly important thing about having a niche is that it helps you get known for something quickly, right? Because that's the thing, that's the one message, and it's consistent, and it's what you talk about. You talk about the results. You become that results coach for that specific problem that your niche is struggling with, right? This is how you build a brand, my friends, okay? So if you think about what a brand is, we've talked about this before, a brand is just what other people are telling other people about you and what you do, like when you're not there, right? So if Susie Q is online and she's telling her bestie about you, what would she say you do? How would she describe you? And if she doesn't know, or if she's not describing it correctly, then you have a clarity issue around speaking to that avatar, right? So if people aren't able to tell other people what you do, then that's a branding issue and you're not speaking to your niche enough, right? You're speaking to too many different things, or you're just being too wishy-washy, right? So having a niche, solving one big problem that that niche has, that's going to get you known for something, and that's where the value is. So a lot of people, when they talk about niching, they miss the problem that they solve, right? They're missing that big problem. So they're just speaking to like the demographics of, maybe certain women they want to work with, but they're missing the problem that that woman has, right? What people say you do, the results you get, the problem you solve is your branding, okay? So it makes it easy for you to become an expert at solving that problem, right? That one problem, all right? Who's with me so far? Leave I in the comments if you're still with me, if everything's making sense so far. I hope you guys are taking notes because I'm literally giving you straight value today, okay? All right, so ask yourself this question. What do I love to do? Like, what is it that I actually enjoy doing? And what problem can I solve someone? What problem can I solve for someone? All right? There's a reason why it's twofold, okay? So when you're thinking about the specific problem that you solve for your clients, you want to ask yourself, what do I love to do? And what problem can I solve for someone, right? So solving problems is how the world goes around, right? That's how people make money, right? Jeff Bezos solved a problem with online shopping when he created Amazon, right? Solving problems is the only way you can make money, all right? So it's time tested, it's proven, that's just how business works. You want to be rich, you solve problems. Right? You want to be successful, you have to solve problems and help people. So oftentimes I'll see coaches doing this, okay? They'll do one of two things. So they'll either try to, build their business and they think this is a great business idea, this is like who I want to coach, this is going to make me a lot of money, but they actually don't really like it. They're not passionate about it. They just got that idea in their head and they thought there was money in it. And if you're trying to build a business that you don't love and that doesn't light you up on fire and it's not filling you up every day, like, I'm not saying you're not going to make money, because you will make money doing it, but that you're just probably not going to enjoy your life very much. You're not going to be very happy in the business that you've built. So that's why I say twofold, right? If you don't totally love what you're doing, you're not passionate about it, find something you do love, which is why I love helping coaches, because you have to kind of have a passion to fall into the world of coaching and decide to be a coach, right? There's something about it that you were passionate about, that even had that light bulb moment where I need to be a coach, right? So you're already on the right track if you're passionate about coaching. And now, what can you help someone with? What problem can you help someone solve, right? So not just focusing on what you're super passionate about, but is there a need for it in the market? Are people actually actively Googling a solution to this problem? This is a big mistake that I see coaches make, because they want to help people with the things that they believe are most important, but the market isn't aware enough of their problem to know they need that specific solution. Does that make sense? It's like it's super evolved high-level solution, and they're still down here just starting to understand the problem and what they need to start changing. So think about What does your market think their problem is? How would they describe the problem they have that they want a result around, right? So the best way to figure this out, if you haven't done this already, is something that we call an online coach intensive. We call doing market research, all right? If you haven't done market research, you need to do market research, right? It's part of the process of validating your offer that you're putting out to the world. So you need to actually have conversations with people that have the problem that you solve and talk to them, right? You need to talk to more than just one or two people, right? You have to be like obsessed with this market. If you have, this is your idea, this is the person you want to help, and this is the problem you want to solve for them, you have to be obsessed with talking to them, finding out all about the problem, how they describe it, what they think it is, how they feel like it's affecting them, all of the ways in their life, not just one area of their life, but what are all of the areas of their life they feel like this problem is affecting them. So if you've only talked to one or two people, you cannot decide that this offer is in high demand, right? You can't say, wow, this is a really good niche if you only talk to one or two people about it. You need to know that there's a high demand for this. Like I said, are people Googling this problem, right? How many of you feel like you actually have gone out there and done market research and been really kind of obsessed with your market? Leave I in the comments, or put I will if you are now going to go out and do market research, because this is the best way to grow your business quickly and gain clarity, right? When coaches don't know their niche, they spend a lot of time in shiny object syndrome, like focusing around on all of the things because they don't actually know their offer and who they're speaking to and like how to describe what they do to people so easily and so clearly that it just rolls off their tongue. So it's really hard to make money doing what you do. Therefore, your brain is just goes into confusion and overwhelm, and you start looking at all these other niches and all these other opportunities, and it's called shiny object syndrome, okay? I've been there. Leave a comment below if you've been there. It's a real thing, okay? So think about those two things. What will make me money? AKA, is there demand out there for this solution? Do people have this actual problem I'm solving? And what do I love to do? Those are the two components, all right? It is such a noisy world out there. It is a huge space, right? The internet. And there's a lot of noise on the internet. And so this is why it is so important. I'm telling you, if you don't have clarity on this or you feel like you need help with this, apply for the online coach intensive, apply for more information about it. It's so important to have clarity on exactly what we're doing and what problem we solve, all right? So how to know if your niche is too broad or too narrow, and then why it's important to have a niche in this sea of online space where everybody's a coach. It's not enough just to be like a life coach, right? You can't just say, I'm a life coach, because there's life coaches that help everybody with every different thing. There's life coaches that help business owners. There's life coaches that help athletes. There's life coaches that help moms, right? So let me know if you have ever been told like you don't need a niche. I think most people know you do. It's one of the most important foundations. It's literally the thing that's going to keep you from making money if you don't have it. It's very difficult for someone to confidently give you a credit card if they don't know what you do, right? And you can't tell people what you do easily, all right? So in the online space, it's where people are finding you online. So whether that's on your bio, on your social media, if they find you in 30 seconds, do they know who you are, what you do, and who you help? And is it about them, you guys? On social media, this is a big mistake we make, is people are looking for you right now, but they can't find you because you're not speaking about them. We're all very like self-focused people, self-focused humans. So our clients are as well. So when they find you, if you're speaking about them and you're speaking exactly to the problem that they have, you will grab their attention, right? Just like that example I gave of like, if you're a restaurant owner and you struggle to get foot traffic and you feel like your foot traffic has been slow to your restaurant, is that something that if that's something that I solve, is that clearly represented when that business owner finds me in 30 seconds? Am I speaking to, hey, I help restaurant owners triple their foot traffic in 60 days and double their revenue? That's going to have my attention, if I'm a restaurant owner. So think about who your niche is, right? What is the problem that they have that you can help them with? And what do you love doing? That's your niche. And are you representing yourself to them as the solution coach to that problem in 30 seconds? If you have anything flowery on there or anything cutesy or poetic, I would just nix it. I would just cut it off, because it's going to dilute your message, and we just want to be clear and simple. We want people to understand what we do in a very clear and simple way. All right? And then in your message, what you're talking about, whether this is in an automated message, whether you have a funnel in place that you're driving traffic through, or wherever you're putting your message, is it clear and is it speaking to their problems, like the things that are actually happening in their life? A lot of times what I see coaches fall into is they're not really sure what they're to say to their niche. They're not really sure what to talk about, so they'll just be inspirational, right? They'll just say, Motivation Monday, time to do something, the best time to start is now, and people will be like, yes, I needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. You'll get hearts, you'll get likes, right? And those vanity metrics make you think, well, people are liking it. People like what I'm putting out there. I just don't understand why I'm not getting people to me. Why can't I get my client to me? So if you're out there being inspirational, you're not actually speaking to the problem that your niche has. So I really want you to think about, do you know the problem that your niche has? And do you understand how it's affecting their life? Have you done market research on this niche? Have you talked to them? Are you talking to more than just 2 or 3 people, right? You need to know that this is a problem that people are Googling, right? A lot of times, because this is something we work on in the online coach intensive, in the beginning, it's a rough draft and we have to kind of dial it in our heads, right? So it's okay to have it messy in the beginning, but one of the biggest mistakes that people make in the beginning when they're describing their ideal client is they describe the version of their ideal client that's already evolved. They describe the version of their ideal client that already has it kind of figured out. And that's not the person you're speaking to when they come to you to sign up with you. That's not the person that's going to pay you. So describe the person where they're at right now inside their problem. Those are the people you help. You don't help the transformed version. You help them facilitate the transformation. So go back through, if you've ever done an exercise where you've worked on your niche, go back through and make sure you're speaking to them where they're at right now and not kind of mixing in the transformed version and speaking to that too. It can be really easy to have contradictions in who we think we're talking to. Does this make sense? You guys, leave me a comment if this is valuable. If you all have your ideal clients figured out, and how you know you have your ideal client figured out is they're all reaching out to you all of the time, like asking how they can work with you. How can I sign up with you? If your clients aren't finding you and they're not asking you, how do I reach out, like reaching out to you, how do I work with you? You're not clear enough on this. You're either not clear enough up here, or you're not clear enough where they're finding you. So there's a disconnect somewhere. This is why this is so foundational. Okay, this is why I'm saying, hey, if you don't have this figured out, this is something we go into massive depth into in the online coach intensive. If you want to find out if you're a fit for it, just put niche in the comments on this video so we can find you and get you more information. This is literally, and I don't want to put pressure on you if you're just still figuring it out, but it's literally the thing that's either help you, cause you to make money or not make any money. It's literally that important. So you have to know who you're speaking to so they can find you. And it also positions you as the go-to expert. If you're solving a major problem in their life, something that's affecting pretty much every area of their life, and how you know this is because you've done market research and you've been talking to them a lot. If you're solving that problem for them, then your value and estimation has gone up in their eyes, and they're seeing you as that go-to person. I want you to think about in the medical field, if you or a loved one has a heart condition and you need to have open heart surgery, right? Are you going to do your research and find the cardiologist that solves that specific issue in your heart, like has written a bunch of groundbreaking research on this like valve procedure to replace a valve in your heart? Or even though he's very expensive, right? He's a cardiologist, it might not even be covered by your insurance. Or are you going to go to your primary and pay your $25 copay? Because he told you have a heart problem, he understands the heart, he takes your blood pressure, and he also knows a lot of other things. Who are you going to go to? And who is automatically the expert in your eyes? People pay more for experts who solve major problems in their life, not just generalist, life coaches. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a coach. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to. Why? Why is that a high-ticket problem? Are you speaking to a high-ticket problem that they have? Does this make sense for you guys? Do you feel like, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10 with this? Do you feel like you are a 10 out of 10 ninja at speaking to the problems and explaining it more clearly than they could have even explained it in their own heads? Are you in their heads? Or do you feel like you kind of know who you want to help, but you're not totally sure if it's resonating with them because nobody is finding you and you're not sure where to find them? This is literally how you know if you know your niche well enough. Are people reaching out to you, and are people finding you? Are people moving through and raising their hand and reaching out to work with you? All right. So, is it clear in 30 seconds or less, wherever you're driving traffic to, that you are the person that solves that problem? Are you just being inspirational and you're not really speaking to the problem they have? And number 3, what was point number 3? Number 3 was, having their attention. So a great way to keep their attention in the online space, I was saying, is to put numbers to things. So when you're trying to put your message together and you're like, yes, I am speaking to the problems that they have, and but I feel like it's boring and nobody's finishing it, or people aren't really reading things. A great way to get their attention is to make sure it's readable and break it up, but to have like numbered points, like the top 3 reasons you are still having this happen in your life, and then have it bulleted into like 3 main things. So people naturally want to finish reading all 3, right? Or if it's 5 things, or if it's 4 or 10, people want to know what all of them are. So that's just kind of a ninja tip. In the online space, if you feel like you're not standing out and you feel like you have a really big message to put out into the world, but it's hard to get attention, there are a million things that you can do to speak to your niche online. It's just such a big topic, and it's like way more than we can go into on here. But these are things that you can, like actionable things. I want to give you actionable things that you can go implement today. Things that you can go do an audit on yourself with today, and some actionable things that you can shift in the way that you are showing up to have people reaching out to you and saying, hey, she's the results coach for the biggest problem in my life right now. All right. Let me know if this was helpful. I know this is a replay live or a second live because the audio or the internet cut me off. So let me know if this was helpful. Leave it in the comments if you're watching this on replay, because I'm sure a lot of you guys will come back through on the replay on this too. Let me know what else you want trainings on, and if you want to hear more about the Online Coach Intensive, if it's a good fit for you. Little Birdie told me that the investment is going up soon, so I highly encourage you to get in there and at least find out if you're a fit for the program. Leave niche in the comments, and we'll have someone from our team reach out to you and get you some more information about if this is a good fit for you. And if it's not, We will totally tell you it's not a good time for you or it's not a good fit for you, but this give you direction on what would be. All right? All right, my friends, thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.